Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Susan McInerney from our Social Services Department and Sonia Sagal, who is here on behalf of UCI. And today we have another series, another part of the series of the Optimal Aging Lecture Series that we're going to talk about today. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, thanks for having us.
So you've done a couple of these now. How is that working out, Sonia and Susan? Are they working out pretty good?
Yeah, we've been very happy and pleased. Residents have been thrilled to get the information and the lecture series going. This will be our third one, right, Dr. Sagal? I think third. Our third one, yes. Coming up in June. So it's great, yeah.
I love it. Well, I think it's really great that you guys were able to provide this kind of information to the residents. And of course, brain health is a very, very important subject. And, keeping your mind sharp, of course, is something that the Alzheimer's of OC really push hard. We have a Fit Brain Club here. I mean, there's a lot to be said about keeping your brain healthy. So with that said, tell me, Susan, why these series are super important and why this one is really important in particular.
The series in general, we're just thrilled to have different topics brought to residents, kind of designed around healthy aging, healthy brain health, emotional health, physical health. But this one in particular, I'm really excited about because it's going to focus and highlight some of the findings of the 90+ study.
Okay, and Sonia, tell me a little bit about, what is the 90+ study?
Absolutely. The 90+ study was initiated back in 2003, and it is one of the largest studies of its kind, looking at what we sort of term in medicine as the oldest old. So those folks who have a meaningful and engaged functional life well into their 90s. And Dr. Claudia Kawas is the principal investigator of this really landmark undertaking, and she has looked at what factors keep people well into their 90s. What are the lifestyle choices, activity choices, health choices that people make that we can all employ to hope that we age well into our 90s as well. And we're really excited that Dr. Kawas and Dr. Brian Hitt, her colleague, will be joining us to talk about this.
So tell me what they did. Like, did they interview a bunch of folks who were over 90? It sounds like they observed them. I mean, how long was the study, and what were some of their objectives?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So they did observe folks. They performed cognitive testing on folks serially, so year after year. And I believe they've even sort of collected tissue samples, and they have analyzed this data and looked at lifestyle through interview, testing factors. And the study's been going on, as I mentioned, for over a decade now. And it really is designed to identify factors that promote wellness as we age.
Excellent. So they're going to talk a lot about the findings. Are they going to have slides and things like that at this presentation?
Yeah, I think they'll absolutely have slides and information. They're going to talk about, I think Dr. Kawas will start off talking about the study, but then Dr. Brian Hitt will really share with us what we can do today, some very practical things that we can do today to stay well and stay engaged and keep our brain fit and well.
And I don't think it is a problem for us to reiterate these things on a regular basis, because we forget and we fall into patterns where then we just don't incorporate some of the stuff. So hopefully what they find will help people break some of those patterns. This is awesome. Susan, tell me about the event itself, where it is, and that kind of thing.
It's going to be on Wednesday, June 1st, Clubhouse 2 in the Sequoia Ballroom from 2 to 3:30.
Okay.
And if anyone has any questions ahead of time, they're welcome to call social services, but you do not have to register. Everyone is welcome.
Oh, okay. So they can just show up. It's not a RSVP thing.
Right. And bring a friend, because it's also important to note a lot of the subjects of the 90 plus study, almost all Laguna Woods residents. So we're learning about our own people it's just a very unique opportunity to learn from our neighbors and ourselves, from our own health.
Well, some of the residents actually participated in this study, right?
That's what I mean. They're the primary ones, and it's fun. It's the same segment they had on 60 Minutes a few years ago, which everyone feels very famous from that.
I bet. I'm sure some of their friends and family from across the United States contacted them saying, hey, you were on TV. That's awesome. You know, Sonia, when you put together something like this, it must be quite an undertaking.
You know, it's our pleasure really to partner with Laguna Woods, and we are just so thrilled to be able to bring this information and to bring our specialists to you and your community. And we're really just pleased to be able to do that.
Well, that's great. Are you finding that you know, UCI is I mean, you're in front of people a little bit more now with this series. Are people asking lots of great questions?
I think there are always great questions during the presentations. Absolutely. You know, I do have a clinical practice at the UCI Laguna Hills Medical Center, so our new office there. And it's, you know, people are engaged and they're asking great questions. We've had some requests for future series topics as well. And we're open to all of that.
That's awesome. And Susan, what about you? What kind of feedback are you getting? I mean, I know you said earlier that it's going well. Are people ask, like Sonia's saying, are there lots of questions and they're getting, you know, great feedback?
Yeah. And what I love about social services and our collaboration with residents is that it's always a moving target of engagement of, you know, what do you want to learn? What are you interested in? And, you know, our residents are great. They're not afraid to speak up and say what they want or what they want to hear about. And then from there, we can adapt the program to meet the needs.
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think as we get older, we get more bold, you know, and we have no inhibitions anymore. We're like, yeah, well, we're just going to let you know what we want to do and what we want to say. So I think that's great. So, all right, awesome. So let's just recap one more time, Susan, if you will, tell us where it is and when.
Wednesday, June 1st, 2 to 3:30, Clubhouse 2 in the big ballroom there. You can just come on by, bring a friend. You don't have to register.
Perfect. And it's a nice and, you know, short 1.5 hours, and they get lots of good stuff. Well, thank you both. I appreciate the information.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right. And we'll be right back after this.